Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn, good wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another episode of Demystify Tech. Yes, this is just really some journey, bringing you awesome content, demystifying the world of technology and how you can apply it to your business. This show happens Friday at 8 p.m. GMT. Sorry, we started a bit late. Like my show is a live show, so if there's something happening at work or something that gets in the way, I tend to be a little late. But nonetheless, we're gonna have some fun. So we are working on a series for Azure Cognitive Services, which is Azure's, cognitive AI services on the cloud. And we started, I think 2 weeks ago, we looked at an overview of cognitive services. We delved into the speech service. And last week, we started with a language service. We got to the point where we're going to try out applying it in application before we run out of time. So today, we will be talking about, we'll pick up from where we left off last week, and that's it. Adding cognitive services, especially language services, in a sample application. Before we get into it, as usual, let's go take our montage. We will be right back. Awesome. We are back. We're back. Thank you again for joining. If this is your first time, thank you very much. Please do well to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video, you would get it. I appreciate all your support for those who, keep coming, every day. Every day we have a stream. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. As always, before we get into the meat of things, or the nitty gritty, there's a couple of things I like to get out of the way. Sorry. As you know, it's a 1 month show, so I tend to be looking on my consoles and control just to get a few things out of the way. So where do we start from? Where I have an interesting announcement to make today, and I want to share that with you. So trying to pull that up. Give me a sec, guys. If you're joining us from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter, from all the other places, just say hi. Say hi in the comment section, and let's duly recognize you, and thank you for your support, your continued support of what we do here. What? Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. So first off, I don't have any crazy announcements. It's just something that came in today that I think I know what it is, and that's why I want to unbox it on the show. So it's been 3 years running since I've been an Azure MVP, Microsoft MVP on the Azure category, and I think my award came in. So today, in the very first part of what we're doing, I would want to share this with you, and to first of all say thank you to everyone who supported. Thank you to the community. Thank you for your continuous, patronizing the videos I do and the workshops I take. Those are reasons why, I'm here today, and I dedicate this to all of you. So let's go to the bench and let's unbox it. All right. Let's do this. Okay, so let's do this. So the bench, I got my knife here. Let's do justice. I could see from the address, and that's how come I knew that this was actually coming from Microsoft. So yeah, careful when you're opening stuff like this. Yeah, let's do this. And if you have any questions specifically on technology and more specifically on cognitive services, please drop them in the chat and I'll try to answer them for you. All right. Okay. So like I said, I was right. Oh, I scratched it. Okay. So we don't need this. So this is how it looks like. So as you can see, Microsoft Most Valuable Professional Award. Thank you very much. Um, so this is it. This is it. This is it. So let me open it up. I think I can open it this way. Okay, so it has my MVP number somewhere there. I don't know what's inside, so I can share it. Okay, so there you go. I think this is a certificate. So as you can see, my name here, Microsoft Azure, July, 1st July 2022. So let's see, this is, okay, so this was a bit different, but yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the certificate here, Satya Nadella himself. Yeah, I have a bunch of stickers. And yeah, actually, let me take this out. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to see this, but I'm going to, is this here? Okay, so yeah, I have an ID card. And let me bring this up here so you can see this. There's a lapel. There's a lapel pin here as well for me. And then this here is the award disc. So I think I can do this, all right? Microsoft Azure. So the award disc is what goes onto my frame. So give me a sec. Let me show you this. Yeah. So I'm going to, let me peel this from here. All right, there you go. And it's here. So as you can see, 2022 to 2023. So let me put this back in the, let's do this. I'm going to put this back in the box. And then let's put the certificate back here. Okay. There you go. So I'm going to close this for now. And then, so bring this here. So as you can see, I have, so started 2020 to 2021, and then 2021 to 2022. And then now I got to add the last one, with the third one. Sorry, not the last. Come on, I'm going to be in it for a while. So the third one, which is 2022 to 2023. So this, thank you so much, Microsoft, for renewing us. The work just continues, and we'll do our best to make it, to make the community, a better place. So yeah, that was it in terms of the announcement. The only announcement I had was to share with you my MVP renewal award. That's just it. Right now, let's get into the fun part. So, like I mentioned, we started cognitive services last week. Last 2 weeks, we delved into speech. We continued onto language. And now we're going to be doing part 2 of language. We got to the point where we're going to test it. And then I set up my Node environment and it was erroring. So it turned out there was an issue with the latest version or long-term support version of Node.js that was breaking out. So what I had to do was to update. So first of all, update my Node version manager, which is a tool that I use to be able to install different versions of Node and in working in applications, and then reinstalling Node again. So that is what I did. I did that, and then I think it solved the problem. So now I could run npm init, and pretty much it was okay. So today we're going to try to do the same thing. All right. So we're going to pick up from there, try to add it, and then we'll continue. I think next week we'll do another module in it. I don't know why my CPU usage is just 2.8%, but the output is quite terrible. I don't know what you say. You know what? Let's see something. Since I don't have this here, let's see if I'm not connected. Okay, there you go. Forgive me, guys. I'm trying to see why it looks as if it feels and looks as if let me go here. It shows that it's green, but then from time to time it goes back into yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay, Well, let's see. So far as we are not on that, I'm just going to keep this here just to monitor what's going on. Okay, so let's open this up. Hopefully, and then I will share. So let's do Azure Cognitive Services, and yeah, we were going. Okay, so let's go check this out. So I think we're doing language. So as you can see, we're going to be doing vishing, decision, and then OpenAI services. And I think I shared with you Dell 2 or DALI 2 or Dell, whatever that is, that it is able to create, realistic images from, just natural or neural descriptions, okay, or human descriptions. So we're doing language. So let's go ahead. Open the cognitive services for language. We looked at entity recognition. So we're pretty much going through those steps. And I think I shared with you a few things. Now I mentioned that if you were interested, right, in seeing how it was used in a low code, no code way, join me on Sunday. So last Sunday on the Power Series, we actually used one for sentiment analysis, and we saw how to do that live. So we're going to continue on that as well. So let's go to the documentation. I think we're using code samples and documentation. So let's go here, and I'm going to try to get my, where is that? I think it was in the samples. We used JavaScript. Let's see. No. I don't think it was. No. I don't think it was. It was this. So let's go here. I think it was tutorials. Use cognitive services. Not in Canvas app. So actually, let's go here to samples. Development overview. Yeah, and I think it was the JavaScript samples we used. Let's bring this here. Okay, don't worry, we'll get there. Let's go. So if you have any questions, kindly drop them. Yeah, so I think so this is it. We looked at a few options, right? So we use cognitive service. So let's see. Not Power Automate. I'll show this in a different one. Okay, so sentiment analysis. I think we tried using sentiment analysis, right? So let's see if we can do analyze sentiment. Yeah, and then last week as well, I shared with you the Language Studio, and then we looked at the rest as well. So I was going to do two things. You can share the links. Roberto. Yes, Roberto. I can share the links as well. So let's do this. Let me actually share. Let me put this links up here so you can pick it up for those that want the info. And actually, if you go to, let's do this file. So if you go to my YouTube channel, all right, and then I have a playlist for Demystify Tech, you would find all that. But I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it here in a which ways, so that we can see this. Give me a sec. And welcome, Roberto. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. If you have any questions on cognitive services, please drop it here. I'll try as much as possible to find answers to you. If this is your first time, I would be excited and honored if you could subscribe to my channel as well on YouTube, so that you would be the first to get notified when I, so let's do this. I'm trying to. Okay. So let me quickly Okay. Let me quickly share this. All right. There you go. So Roberto, and I'll share this also in the chat as well. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which is this one, and then I have a whole playlist. So if you go to the Demystify Tech playlist, it should be the last video. But then once, if you're watching this on demand, I'll put the link somewhere, here for you to peruse. All right. Awesome. So I want to believe. There you go. There you go. Text. Let's see. And also in the last week's episode, I shared with you how to we created a language service in Azure. So we have that service ready that we can bring into our code if we want to. So this is it. So this is what we're doing last week, sentiment analysis, and this is what we're going to be doing today as well. So prerequisites, get your node. So that's what we did. We've set up the language service. So let me go ahead and let's bring this. Let me move this out of the way. All right. And let's go ahead and open our console. And let's do some code. Now, there's also a low code, no code way to do it, which is leveraging it in Power Automate and stuff like that. And I did that on Sunday, which is also on the Power series. So if you go to my YouTube channel and then you go to the Power series playlist, it's going to be the last video. I actually used the AI builder, used sentiment analysis, and then we're able to use sentiment analysis to determine whether a text had positive or negative sentiment. And there was a question by Sosu who said, can I use it in a Flutter application? And then what we ended up doing was to deploy the flow as an HTTP endpoint. So his Flutter application could call that flow, which leveraged sentiment analysis and gave him the response. So that's also on my YouTube channel. You can go check that out. So today, we're just going to see how to implement, this sentiment analysis, which is part of the language services, in a very simple application. And then we can also call a REST endpoint to do that. So let's go ahead, cd dev. And don't worry if you have any questions. If it's something if it's something you're struggling with, just let me know. I'll try as much as possible to explain. So let's see. I think it was Demystify Tech. Yes, let's go. So cd Demystify Tech. Yeah. And then I think cognitive services. Yeah. Someone said, why are you doing so much nested? Was a whole show and I have a whole for it. So service. And I have a GitHub repo that I'll be dropping this in here. So okay, so looks like we're good. That's a lot. Demystify Tech cognitive services. So mkdir. Let's do one for language. All right, and then let's do cd language. So now we are in the language. So the first thing we need to do is, so we're just going to, we'll just call it, it's just language, right? We can call it language for now and we can test it. All right, so let's do npm init in language. So this is where the problem was last time. And like I said, all I had to do was uninstall and actually update my NVM and then reinstall the node package. Okay, we'll call this language, we'll call this version 1. We'll just say the application is let's see, sentiment analysis sample app. Okay, entry point, index, that's fine. Won't do any text, won't put it in the get commands here. We'll just say cognitive services, comma, Azure. You know what? Let's just do here. Okay. Yeah, I know I could have just said npm init-y, but you know, who doesn't like playing with these things? Okay, there you go. So I have this now. dir, I have a node package manager here. I cannot go ahead and mess around with this. So once we do this, okay, I would go ahead and try to also leverage the Postman collections, because you can use the you can use the HTTP REST endpoint once you have your language service created in Azure. You can leverage that one in addition to, I'm just showing because for those that want to directly integrate it into their solutions as well, want to see how you do that on, you know, on today's show as well. So yeah, so let's go ahead and then let's npm install. Let's do at Azure -AI. So this is the npm package -text. And you do analytics, and then let's do specific version at 5.1.0. Okay, and again, this will be linked. This will be put in the show descriptions. You can see later on. All right. All right. So what's going to do is that it's going to prepare and set a few things up for us, and then we will bring in. I'm going to bring in some code. All right. I'm going to bring in some pre-made code. Okay. So this is done. CLS. dir. So we have this here. We have node modules. And then let's do this. So let's move to Visual Studio Code. Okay, let's transition to Visual Studio Code, and then we can close this and bring Visual Studio Code here. All right, so Visual Studio Code now should, yeah, there you go. So Visual Studio Code is now ready to take stuff from here. So I'm going to go ahead and unable to read file. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine about that. So I'm going to create a new file, call this index.js. Okay. Yeah. So it's running. So it's opening another instance of Visual Studio Code here. That's why. Okay, close this. Save. Okay, let's wait for that to yeah, I know. Allow. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what happens when you run your code in okay, there you go. I just don't want the situation whereby, okay, so we have our index here, and I'm going to bring in this code. Right. Don't stress about the code. It's not anything crazy. All right. I'll try to walk you through that. So let's save this. So let's simply now I'm going to do a couple of things here, which is not good practice. Okay. But like I said, it's not good practice. Okay. But that is just to explore or to explain how to do it. When you're doing this in production, you follow the best practices to do this. Is that okay? So for instance, you know, the key, the endpoint, all that, no, you don't just keep them exposed. Okay, this is just an example to show you how this is done. Is that okay? Cool. So let me quickly walk you through this, and then we'll go and bring our we'll go and bring our code. All right, there you go. Things are still running. That's crazy. Pum 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 pum. And then just waiting. You know what? Let me just close this, and I will test this too. Cool. So let's go ahead. So now, declaration of statement expected. Okay, so this is it. So first of all, as you can see, with any standard, JavaScript. I chose to use JavaScript because I felt the majority of people would. Yeah, just let's close this. Don't stress me out. Where was I? Yeah, there you go. So, here we're just getting the modules for text analytics client and Azure Key Credential because we're going to use that, so here text analytics client is going to create a client that we can use to now, perform language services. All right. The key and the endpoint is what we're going to get from your Azure portal. Okay. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to change that any which way. So don't think that. So let's go here to portal.azure.com. And I think I leveraged Demystify Tech to do that. So yeah. Running. Let's do this. And if you have any questions, please drop it. I will be glad to answer you. Okay, I think we used this. I don't remember. Yes. If it's not there, I'll just switch to another account. That's the thing. I have a bunch of accounts that mostly doesn't. So I tend to be jumping. Hey, where's that account? Where's that account? But I think this should have. Let's see. So let's open this. I think I lied. This is not where I have the account. So the Demystify. Okay, let me see this. So switch. You know what? I think it's this account. Oh wait, switch directories. Let me see if I switch directories. It would. Yes, we are in this directory. No, it's not this directory. I now remember. So it's in this account. Sorry, guys. Yeah, obviously, as you can tell, approve. We're doing multi-factor authentication on my phone, which is here. Thank you very much. We are in here. Okay. Yeah, we'll come to recommendation. So there you go. As you can see, so this was a language service we created in Azure. So, we have a cognitive services user group, and that's what we're going to use. Now, if you want to know how I did this, the link will be somewhere, on the screen. But if you go to my channel, previous shows, there I showed you how to create this. So we go in here. So it is going to be from this service. All right. It's going to be from the service that we're going to populate. Let me make this a little bigger and let's close this. Yeah. So it's going to be from that service that will populate the key and then also the endpoint. All right. What does this say? It say npm. It says what? npm install JS hint. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. So let's do. Yeah, it's screaming for JS hint. It's funny that I thought I said this. Oh yeah, I reinstalled it, so that's why. Forgive me, guys. Yeah, let me just put it here so it stops misbehaving and causing problems with my output. So we'll do this and then we'll use Postman as well to test that, and then we'll see how to do it the two ways. And we can check out the other. So yeah, go out and check out, the all the other services under it, right? It's quite cool. And then we'll take a look at the language studio as well. So 3 things you want to do today. Okay, so CLS, let's close this. Thank you. All right, So quickly, let's go through this. So we're getting the modules we need from the text analysis, the key endpoints we're going to get from Azure. Then once that happens, let's space this out a bit so for clarity. Then it's going to use the key and endpoint and all that to create a text analytics client. And this is the client that you're going to use to interact with it. So there's a function here called sentiment analytics with opinion mining, right? So you pass the client, which is going to be this client to pass to it. And this is what the sentiment input. So if you're designing this as an API, you could use this as a body, as a body payload, and then pass this. So the text, the ID, and the language. So this is what we want to do the sentiment analysis on. And then the result will come here, right? And then it's going to go through the result and spit all that out for us. So quite simple, right? So let's go ahead and bring it. So this is just a sample. So you can see how easy it is. As to how you implement it in your application or logic is up to you, but this is just a very simple way of doing it. And I don't mean to oversimplify it, guys. No, it's just to show you how to do it, and then you can get all crazy with it and do some interesting things, build interesting apps with it. All right, so my endpoint is here. Copy my endpoint. Let's see. So let's put the endpoint here. Thank you. The path is supposed to find. What was that? Why is it saying it's supposed to find something here? Forget about this guy. And then the key. All right. Again, so I'm going to go to keys and endpoint. Keys and endpoint. If you have any question, guys, feel free to drop it. So let me copy the endpoint. Sorry, yeah, and I usually always do this mistake. So this is the endpoint, okay? So when you come to your Azure, go to your keys and endpoint. All right, keys and endpoint, and then click here to copy the endpoint. All right, and then you can copy one of the primary or secondary keys. You can always rotate that as well. So let's go ahead. Don't worry, I have so let's copy this. So sorry about the first misstep. So let's go there, and then let's go. I'll just copy this one, the secondary. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. I'll just rotate it or just get rid of it. And again, it's not good to expose these things because someone could just use that. And so let's do this. So that's a key. There you go. So our key is there. And this one here, let's put this here. Thank you. There you go. So we have our key, we have our endpoint, and a very basic code. All right. So so this is just calling it. So if I run this text right now, and we're going to check, this is what we're checking. The food and service was unacceptable. The concierge was nice, however. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's bring this here, and then I can just do node index.js, right? There you go. So let me expand this for you to see what happened. So it ran it, and then it says the sentence sentiment is positive. Now the confidence score positive. Nice. I love Azure, but it seems scary. Oh no, Family Line Entertainment. Welcome. Don't let it feel, it's it is not scary. What's your challenge actually? If you can share your challenge with me, I can probably help you walk through it. So as you can see, we have a very simple here. So it's just telling us these are the confidence scores. Okay, it's positive, it's about 94%, It is neutral, and there's about 5% negativity in it. All right, that is what this is saying. And then you can see the mind options. All right, target confidence score +1. The text is nice. The sentiment is positive. So these are just as assessment. Now, if we went back, okay, and then I changed, if I just take away this part of it, and then just say that, let's skip it here and just say the food and service, all right, were unacceptable. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just give this text, and then I'll come back here. Let's run this again, and let's see. So I think this is running again. There you go. All right, so look at this. Document 0, the food and service were unacceptable. So see this, look at this here. Overall sentiment is what? Negative. Sentiment confidence score, positive is 0, neutral 0, negative is 99% negative. All right, so as you can see, the target text, it found food, it found service, it found unacceptable, which was negative. So this is how easy it is to implement text sentiment analysis into your application using the Azure Cognitive Services. We've seen a very simple demo, okay, using JavaScript. And it's as easy as, you import your Azure AI Text Analytics modules. You have these two. Get your key endpoint, create an Azure service, and get an Azure account, create a cognitive service, and then create a language service. Now, the thing is, if you don't have Azure, please, there are ways to get free account. Again, I have links on all my videos I've done in the past. Kindly subscribe and check that out. So this is the first way of doing that. Now let's go all the way. The second part for us, let's go to the, how do you call it? Language Studio. But before then, I mentioned that we could leverage the endpoint, right? So the REST endpoint is pretty much the same thing. Okay, just like I shared with you, you can use Postman, right? We have just seen how to use, write the code ourselves. So if you want to just test it out, you can also use Postman. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so you can good. I want us to take a look at the REST. So now you can actually do C#, you can do Java, JavaScript, and Python. So if you're learning all these things, if you're comfortable with these languages, you can use them to do the sentiment analysis part of things, and also generally in the cognitive service. So let's take a look at the Language Studio, and then we'll take a quick look at the, how do you call it, the APIs. All right, it's something. Let's see. All right, so I'm sure by now you understand what the sentiment analysis part of the Azure Cognitive Services when it comes to, language is, right? Being able to determine sentiments from text, whether it's positive or negative. Someone was asking me what would be a use case of even an example, just the sentiment analysis, okay? And I kept giving example of social media. You are a brand marketer, or you have a product or a brand, and you want to know whether it is receiving positive or negative vibes on social media. All right, this is a way to go about it. You can have and what's the time? Okay, so I promise you guys, if you come to my Sunday show, I promise to build a Twitter sentiment analysis bot. Easy in Power Apps and Power Automate. Easy. All right. So if you want to do that, make a day with me this Sunday, 8 p.m. same time here. I'll show you how to do that. That is a low code, no code way. It's coincidental that for my Power series, I'm also doing something on AI in Power Platform. All right. And then on the Demystify Tech, we're doing cognitive. So there is actually an intersection. Now, this one will say for people that are pro code, that like to write code. You can build sentiment analysis. You can build cognitive services modules and consume them in no code, low code like Power Platform. All right, so it's connected. Yeah, family line entertainment. What's your challenge? Okay, so saying that. Thanks by the way. Oh yeah, that's Hini. Okay, yeah. Awesome. I think from IoT Hub. Sure. I'm an Azure beginner. I was using the compute service for server administration. Okay, so let me let me help clarify something. Okay, Azure, Microsoft Azure, just like any other cloud services, all have different offerings. All right. Now, what I'm going to say is not platform specific. A lot of people have a misconception that using the cloud is cheaper than on-prem. There is some fallacy in that. Okay, if you're using the cloud, irrespective of which cloud it is, and you don't do things properly, you don't architect your solutions properly, you don't follow best practices and patterns, you would realize that it's even costing you more to be in the cloud than when you're in on-prem. All right. So that's I would really encourage you. Let's ping me after the show. I really encourage you to take a look at reference architecture on Azure reference architecture. Take a look at the documentation on how to do stuff, and you have to start thinking differently. There has to be a paradigm shift to the way you do things. All right. If for instance you want to maximize cost, right? Instead of probably building the thing and putting it in a VM, right? The question is, can I do it with serverless? Can I do it with app service? Can I do it in a way where I can take advantage of the performance of that platform, and then also in terms of cost, right? So once you able to pinpoint these things, trust me, you would enjoy it. And again, like I said, it's not everything that's a candidate for the cloud. For example, if you are working in a sector that has a lot of compliance or regulations, there are certain things that will say, hey, we don't expect you to put this data in the cloud for whatever reason, which I don't know why, but I won't go down that rabbit hole. And the other thing also is the fact that um you might be running some legacy application, okay, or system that at this point is not able to directly, fall in the category of, let's say, app service, and therefore, or containers, and therefore you're having to manually, spin up a VM and throw it in there. All right. So that's what I can say. But ping me after, and then we'll see how um we can support you on that. All right. Now, in all these things, all right, remember that you're doing AI responsibly, right? Let's use AI responsibly. All right. There's a whole lot of things going on in AI, and we don't is the last thing you want to do. All right. So all right, so let's take a look at let me bring the do you want us to do the language studio first? Because once we've done code, I was thinking let's do the REST endpoint, which is quite easy. So these are the various endpoints: text, analyze text, submit a job status, cancel a job. So you can also do bulk or batch processing, but for now, let's keep it simple. I'll let that be an assignment for you to go check it out and figure it out. So let's just do analyze text. So in this case, as you can see, analyze text is quite simple. You post it to your endpoint slash language analyze text. That you put the API version there. So you can do this, and then you can submit the body will be what your request body is what you're going to submit. If you have options, right, like here they have show starts, if you want to show starts and stuff like that, okay, then obviously your request header, you do this, and then you put your key there, all right, which is the key we saw. So I'm going to do that as well. And then your request body, we can use any of this. So let me open Postman, okay. And if you don't have Postman, you can use Insomnia, you can use anything, even Visual Studio Code. If you don't have it, I think Visual Studio Code, let's see, REST. Let's see, hold on, let me see if I have, don't save. Let me open this up. Let me see if I have that extension. Oh, it's a REST client somewhere here. Pam, 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 pam. Yeah. So let's close this. Yeah. So yeah, so you could also use this. All right, I'm not here. So you see this is a very typical example of how you can do this. So let's say let me copy this. This is an example. So you can set up a lot of examples. So here, once you run it, you can. So let me show you this. So you do this. Okay, do you see this? So immediately you do this, it picks it up, and then you see here I can do send request, and then when I do the send request, it will open on the side, and then it will show you the response of that. All right, so this response, as you can see, 404 not found. But this is how you can easily do. Hey Key, welcome to the show. Don't worry, if you missed it, it's always going to be on demand. And please subscribe. Tell your people, all your people to come and subscribe. We only need 120 to get to 1,000 subscribers. All right. So if you don't have Postman, you can also do it here. Post the endpoint. You can apply headers and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to make it easy. If you don't have this extension in Visual Studio Code, go check it out. Let me be sure I get it for you. It's called the REST Client by Huncho Mao. I suck at pronouncing names. All right. So you can also use that. But I'm going to use how do you call it? I'm going to use Postman to demonstrate that. Okay. So here is going to be a post, quick one. And let's go and copy. Let me close this. Let's close this. Let's open this. Yeah. So let's go and copy our endpoint. This is our endpoint. All right. So copy our endpoint. And then let's paste the endpoint here. If you remember, the URL, so here it says endpoint/language. So let's do this. Let's copy this. Actually, let's do the whole of this with stats. Oh no. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. I'll leave that for you to go mess around with. So let's go here, and then all right. So if we go, just open this up, you can see you have your, there you go. All right. So all that information is there for us. And then we go to authorization, analyze text. Okay, so and then let's go to authorization. So in terms of authorization, let's bring this here. So as you can see, request header, we need to put the OCP API subscription key. So we do this, and then that has to go into the request header. All right. So you can put this in your authorization. API key. So you see it. So that is it, right? It's an API key. And then again, we go here and copy our key, right? The key we just used. All right. Boop. And then, so that is set for us. So now we have all this set. We have all that. And then I think the body, we'll do raw. I think we'll do JSON, right? So back in here. Okay, so as you can see, analyze text. So let's see. So we have examples here. Analyze text entity linking input. We don't want to do that. Analyze text entity recognition input. So there's a name, so the input is there. Analyze text key phrase extraction input. Then you can see analyze text language detection input. And then you have analyze text. What's happening? Sorry, guys. And then you see analyze text sentiment analysis input. I think that's what we want to do, and then you can get a responses here. So yeah. So you have a kind. which is sentiment analysis, and then you have a type and then the parameters you want to pass. Okay, so let me quickly open this to here. So since we want to do text sentiment analysis, okay, and it's good to always, review these things, right? So where's that? Okay, yeah. So this is a text analytics. So latest default value logging. So this is well, we don't want to do this. So, and then we'll get this response document error, and then we'll get there. So pretty much string. Sorry guys, I'm trying to move. There's something I missed here that let's do this. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Not the result. Oh, sorry. So we can have, let's actually try a very simple one. Okay. No, we want to do the text multi-language input text. Yeah. Okay. So we have this. All right. So let's do this. So you have an ID, you have a language, and then you have a text. All right. So let's go with this one. So ID language text. So in here, I'll just create a basic. So I have ID. I'll give it something. It's just not anything. Then I'll give language. All right. If you look at it, EN, which is for English. And then we can have we have text, right? And then for the same text, so you see, it's the same thing here, constraint we have here. All right, ID, and then let's copy this here. Yeah, I can also use 0, but I just let's change this to, let's just do 12. I don't know why I want to do 12, but I just feel like doing 12. And then in the text, I'm going to put this here. Okay, let me go in, zoom in so you see. So this is it. So we have ID, language, and text. So we want to call this. So let's go ahead and I'll send. Hopefully everything is okay. I put the key there. I put the body. I put the, I just did it how it's supposed to be done. So what was it saying? Invalid task in. Oh, what it says? Well, the value of kind is not supported for the API. Oh, come on. Where is it? Let's look at the error. Well, it says invalid text and analysis input. What is it saying? What's the invalid? EN, the text is here. So what's the message? The giving value of kind is not supported for API version. Possible values include entity linking, entity recognition, key phrase extraction. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, let's see. Let me check this out. Let me check this out real quick. Yeah, so we used this multi-language input. Okay. Sentiment analysis. So this was just looking for. So the name, the kind. Ooh. Sentiment analysis result. Okay. All right. Let me do this. All right. So we have we pretty much did this. So we did a post, we did a sentiment analysis. Oh, okay. So I guess you understand. So you know what? I did a mistake. Sorry, man. I forgot to. So let me do this. Let me copy this here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was just I'm in a hurry to Okay, so let's do this. Let's use a sample, but I'll change this. I will not use, so let's just use one. Okay, let's just use one and copy, and let's bring the same. Let's copy this. Nice one, Sam. Thanks. And then let's use the same. There you go. And then let's go here. So, okay. Latest model version, document input. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's run this again. Yeah, no, right. I deleted one message here, but hopefully that should not break it. Okay, so yeah, once that's running, okay, there you go. So yeah, because we said we wanted to do entity linking, it's just analysis that I wanted to do. So I can go in there. All right, I can now go in here and say yeah, so this, all right, so we want to do sentiment analysis. So this is it. So you should make sure the kind here is sentiment analysis. So let's change that in here. So you see the kind here is sentiment analysis. Oh no, we're not saving this. So make sure the kind is sentiment analysis. And then pretty much that's just it. So let's save this and run. If we're going to do entity extractions with the language, there you go. So as you can see, yeah, we have our responses now. So there you go. The sentiment is negative because this is what we said, the food and service were unacceptable. So the sentiment is negative. These are the confidence score, the sentences is picked out, and errors. All right. So that is 2 out of 2. Have we been doing 1 hour? No, we have technically we have 2 minutes to get to the top of the hour. So I'm going to quickly rush and show you the language studio, and then we'll call it a day. So if you have any questions at this point, please drop it. Let me know. Yeah. So we've seen how to use it so far. We've seen how to use the language services, okay, and the cognitive services in a simple application and using JavaScript. Like I said, you can use C#, you can use Python, you can use JavaScript. Now, we've also seen it how to just call it from a REST client. So if you don't want to go through the stress of, I would say stress, you don't want to use, let's say the package ones, and you just want to make API calls. Yeah, I've shown you how to use the REST client. Now, the third one is the language studio. All right. So here it's pretty much Microsoft. So think about it this way. Microsoft has created this tool, and behind the scenes of this tool, it is using, the tool that we've talked about. There could be some JavaScript behind it. It could be, some REST API calls to it. But pretty much they're giving you a front end. If you don't want to go through the process of writing code and doing what we did, you can use the front end to do that. All right. So I'm going to sign in with the same Azure account that has access to, my language service, and I'll do that. Yeah. So guys, please, if this sounds like something of interest to you, please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification button, and let's grow the channel. If you have any questions, just post it. Yeah. A few more. Okay. Whilst you're waiting for that to load, look, once this is done, that takes us to, so would have done speech, would have done language, and maybe the next thing is for us to do maybe let's do vision. Okay, so next week we're going to go to the next service in cognitive services, which is vision. So we're going to talk about computer vision, custom vision, and face. We'll do that next week. So if you're interested in adding face or vision APIs, we're going to do that. So that's a directory. The subscription is Visual Studio. Select existing resource. We have a resource already. So Demystify, yeah, there you go. Free tier, done. So the resource is there. So now, as you can see, so this will be applicable to all the other cognitive services. All right. So do you see this? Extract personal. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. So here's the studio. As you can see, I can now try all these things. So Microsoft has put all these things together as easy to use samples. Great will be what with awesome. Yes, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's in there. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then after that, we'll do the last bit, which will be decision. All right, which will be decision. Now I'll come back to speech again, but I'm just going to touch on a subset of it because of something I intend to do, which is custom neural voices, which is voice font. Once that is approved for me, we'll come back to speech and I'll show you how to actually use the custom neural voices as voice for a CG avatar I'm going to create. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So yeah, awesome stuff happening. So yeah, so here Microsoft has gone through the pain of creating this portal that allows you to use. So if you want to extract personal identifiable information, extract key phrases, linked entities, extract named entities, extract health information, and also custom named entity recognition, you can do that. And that classified text, so you can see that is grouped. We have extract information, classify text, understand questions and conversational language, summarize text, translate text. Okay, so Microsoft has done all these easy to use. So if I go to translate test, so here, so if I want to try it, I can just open custom translator, and that's going to open sub services. So what you need to understand is that behind all these samples you're seeing, it is either the REST API or they build some application just like we've seen. Yeah, so you can sign in custom. So I think I showed you this on my phone the very first time we started the whole cognitive services. So that's another cool way to do it. So yeah, so give it a try. All right. Analyze sentiments and mining options, detect language, custom text classification. Yeah, you can do all these things. So an assignment for you, since we are top on the hour and even 4 minutes. Are you seeing it now? I think I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now. Anyway, so go check it out. Try all of them out, and then prepare for the Vision cognitive services and Vision APIs next week. All right. So thank you guys for making 1 hour of your time, giving me 1 hour of your time today. Really grateful and appreciate it. If this sounds like something you want to do with me every week, join me Fridays 8 p.m. GMT, and let's learn something new. If you have any questions, suggestions, ideas, or things you want clarification on, you can hit me at any of my social media handles down here, or you can hit me at hello@sadjourney.me. hello@sadjourney.me. Well, I still remain Samuel Adjourney. It's been nice catching up with you. Go into the weekend. Do whatever you have to do, but just be safe. Like I keep saying, let's make the world a better place through technology. With that said, I am out. Catch you next week.